Hi everyone, I am Pranav. I welcome you all to SISYAA IAS. I am bringing a series of videos on both physical and human geography. But this video is from perspective part of human geography. This will be the first video of human geography, and in the subsequent class we will be taking so many videos on human and physical part of geography. And you all know that the importance of human geography in the geography optional. Any civil service aspirant who wants to get good marks in geography optional, then you have to be really good in human geography, because this is supposed to be a more scoring part in the geography optional. The reason is very simple. I mean, the human geography syllabus is relatively less as compared to the physical part, and less syllabus, less time taking, less, there are not a lot of concept are there in human geography. But mostly many students they found difficult of reading this human geography, right? The reason is very simple for that. The reason is uh, the students are not able to connect the proper from the history to the contemporary, so we don't properly connect those things, right? That is the reason we are not feeling easy for that subject, and also our vocabs to this particular subject is not very strong. So in order to get good marks in human geography, you have to strong with your geographical vocabulary, right? Geographic vocabulary is very necessary, and at the same time a connectivity has to be there from the history of geography to the contemporary part. Now my idea is simple, that I will try to connect the complete the from starting from the historical sense of geography to the contemporary part. I will try to give the logical connection, all of that. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get into the subject. First, we'll try to understand what exactly the syllabus is there in the perspective in human geography. Okay. Now, first is that you have, just wait, areal differentiation, regional synthesis, dichotomy and dualism, environmentalism, quantitative revolution, and locational analysis, radical behavioral human and welfare approach, language, religion and secularization, cultural region of the world, and human development index. This is what the syllabus of what the perspective. Now, perspective part in the human geography, this is supposed to be the foundation of the human geography, right? If you really master, if you want to master in the human geography, then you have to be really good in the perspective part. Okay. Now I can say that the areal differentiation, regional synthesis is both are connected, dualism, dichotomy, and all this syllabus. I just want to connect all the syllabus in a story, so that you will have a comprehensive idea how exactly the syllabus is looking, right? So in his next slide, what should I do? I will do that. So the complete syllabus, I will try to give you the overview of the syllabus first. After giving that overview and the important terms used in the perspective part, then I will go for the main. Okay. So let's discuss the overview of the syllabus and various terminology. Okay. So first I will discuss overview of the syllabus, right, and various terminology. So where these terms will be used, all in the next upcoming classes, I will be frequently using those terms, and those terms are very important. I will define all the terms in simple way, and I will try to define the syllabus first. Okay, the syllabus. Now, if I will give an example, if I tell about a subject, okay, any subject you take an example, whether it's a PSIR, it's about physics, right? It's about geography, or it's about geology, anthropology. Tell me every subject, so physics, PSIR, geology, anthropology, all the subject that we is there in example, is it every subject is having some history? So it's not that any subject that comes on overnight. One person got a dream in night and tomorrow morning there is a subject. It is not that way. Subject evolved over a time, and the time is not one day, 2 day, it's over hundred of years that is taken to form a particular subject. That means history is having a very crucial factor for understanding the any subject. Okay, so historical sense that defines how exactly the subject has started, right? Now can I say geography should also have some the evolutionary history, right? Yes. Now historical development of geography as a discipline, if I go back to the history, how exactly geography as a subject that started. Okay. Now, initial phase of the human civilization. When I say the initial phase of the human civilization, people were not intentionally driven to develop a geography as a subject. If I say a person, there is a person and this is a area. Okay. Now the person wants to have some idea about the climate, as about the climate, about the river, about the roads. Do you get that or not? Now about food, many informations were needed for that particular person. Do you think that the person need those information to make geography as a subject? In that time, geography as a subject that was not there in the mind. Basically this person need those things, informations to make the life simple, for survival, for transportation, for habitation, for other needs. They need those informations, right? Now can I say that geography, all geography as a discipline, can I used for human society, human welfare? Can I use that geography as a subject can be used for human welfare, right? That means the informations were used in that way, right? Initially for a very long period of time, lots of information. Can you tell me why the informations are more? In a simple way, this is a particular room where I'm taking the class, right? If I start keeping my books, my all the assets in randomly, I will throw in all the areas, right? Can I keep more assets in my room? If I start throwing the books from this and my shirt in that part, so if I start throwing everywhere at the room, so is it possible that more things can I keep in the room? No. Why? Because if you organizely, if you keep things in any particular room or anywhere, then you can keep more informations, right? When the informations are a lot of informations, and those informations are not organized, anybody is having some information, everyone is having some information. That means informations were lot of information without any systematic approach, there is no information, right? Now the informations extremely scattered, right? These are extremely scattered and unorganized. Do you get that? It is extremely scattered and unorganized, could not put together to form a subject. That could not put together to form a subject. Now let me explain you, right? So what exactly, like if I say a book, if I give an example of a book, big book is also carry a lot of information. Book is also carry a lot of information. As this carry a lot of information, right? Now, is it that the informations were kept randomly, or we have kept those information in a systematic? Obviously, we have followed a systematic approach. So, where we create some content, under the content we are giving some topic, and also we are giving some subtopic. Do you get that? Topic, soft topic, fine. Also we are also giving some pages number. All this attempt to ensure that the information should not be random, it's not should not be scattered, it has to be follow some particular sequence, right? It makes easy to understand, it makes easy to understand. When a person can read those things, then the person can get a sense. I mean, if anything from anywhere, if all the informations will be anywhere, then nobody can read this book, nobody can have that sense of understanding. Now that is the reason when informations are not arranged, so that is the reason what happened, the information cannot be put together to form the subject. Those information cannot be carried to form a subject due to lack of any theory, models, order, scientific validation. Because nothing was there, because everyone used to have their own perception. Everyone used to have their own perception, and that is the reason that theory, model, order, scientific validation was absent in that point of time. So now the question is, why exactly the humans are so curious about the informations, right? Humans are curious, right? So humans are curious, why? The collecting informations that was required for traveling. So those informations we are not collecting to make geography as a subject, rather to make a subject. It is useful in our daily life. I may go for a traveling, I may go to another area migration. We are looking for all the information, not for geography. That means at a very initial phase, those informations were not taken to form geography as a subject. It was rather for the need, it was rather for the need, right? Now there is a very important word that you can keep in your answer writing, that is epistemology, right? There is a very important word that is called what? Epistemology. Basically this word epistemology, we have taken this word from philosophy. Okay, you all know that philosophy is the root of all the optionals, right? If I say whatever optionals today, we are seeing that many of the thinkers that you can think today, they in all the subject, those thinkers are actually from originally from what are philosophers, right? Philosophy is the root of all the optionals. Okay, now any knowledge is not philosophy. Philosophy is a specific form of knowledge, right? Philosophy is a specific form of knowledge. Philosophy can be acquired by application of reason or rationality. Now understand, application of reason. Who is having the ability to questioning ability? Who is having that ability? Humans. If any person is doing something wrong, human is having the ability to tell that why this has happened. We are always curious about to go for rationality, to go for the reason. Philosophy is equals to the quest of knowledge for knowledge, truth and reality. It's not just any knowledge that comes under what a philosophy. And who is having that sense? Human is only having the sense. If I go to the any animals, whether it's a cow or it's a dog or anyone, do you find that sense is there with them? No. Now intellectual curiosity is there, because we are always curious that whether it's a truth, it's a real, is it a fake, is it a rational, it's a what can be the reason. We have that intellectual curiosity to get more and more about that. Look at that. Now this human as intellectual curiosity, we call that to epistemology, the theory of all the knowledge, right? Now this is what a branch of philosophy, the branch of philosophy that is called what? A epistemology. Okay, the branch of philosophy that you will write. The first part of this, we are discussing about the perspective part of human geography. What do you understand by perspective? So when I say perspective, these are viewpoints. Who is having the viewpoints? Thinkers. Obviously the thinkers used to have the viewpoints. Thinker used to have the viewpoints. And is it that the viewpoints are backed by some scientific validation? No. Any thinker, they can say anything. I mean, no structure, no approach, no model, no science, nothing. whatever that I understand from my perspective, I just give my viewpoints. This is one viewpoint, that is another viewpoint. That means in that phase, the viewpoints are extremely scattered. Not a single viewpoints are backed by any order, model, theory, or scientific validation. They were extremely scattered, it's a haphazard in that way. Now, in this particular chapter of perspective part, we will try to understand what all are the various thinkers from the ancient, medieval, and the modern part of the geography. Geographical evolution is also having three divisions. Okay, we'll be getting complete detail in subsequent classes. Don't worry. First, we will try to understand what is there to understand in the perspective first part, then we'll go to the details of the perspective, right? Now this is what definition of the perspective means. What the viewpoints, who is having the viewpoints? Those thinkers used to have the viewpoints. In this perspective we will analyze that what all are the viewpoints of various thinkers. Will it be different from places to places? Yes. Will it be different from time to time? Yes. Places to places? Yes. Time to time? Yes. So this is what the various views about geography, different regions of the world. Yes, obviously different region, different viewpoints at different times. Again different. What the world about the different thinkers of the world to be studied under perspective of in the human geography. Now, as this all this perspective or the viewpoints of the thinkers, that is not backed necessarily backed by scientific validation. When I say that this is not backed by scientific validation, so it is not a generalized. When there is no science, there is no method, can I make any viewpoint to be generalized? If I say, so if I say 1 plus 2 equals to 3, is it a mathematics? Yes or no? Will it be similar? 1 plus 2 equals to 3, it will be same in United States, it will be same in India. Can I say it will be same in China, or in other countries it will be different? No. Every country has to follow the same thing because it is a mathematics. When the viewpoints are not backed by any mathematics, no science, no model, do you find there is a uniformity in the viewpoints? No. Those uniformity, there is no uniformity. Due to this lack of scientific validation, various ways to study geography has started, right? The various ways of geography has started. So when I say that the various ways of geography has started, what exactly that started? One, we can say that that is a dualism, a very important word we will study later, and there is a dichotomy. So now tell me, where exactly dualism and dichotomy, if I say these two words are derived from where? These are derived from the viewpoints. Is it clear? If I say this is what your viewpoints can comes under what? Dualism, and that is something called dichotomy. What is the basic difference between dualism and a dichotomy? Please. If I say the dualism or dichotomy, what can be the difference, right? So let me explain you. So so dualism, so where same objective, can I say same objective and different viewpoints, different viewpoints, same objective and different viewpoints. Now let me explain. When I say that this is same objective and a different viewpoints, what is that? See, same objective, that means if I ask a person, what is your aim in life? I'm asking a person, let's say the person is A, what is the aim of your life? Now this A is saying that my aim is serving to the nation. Yes, what is the aim? Serving to nation, right? Now one person is coming, okay, one person is coming, B is suggesting that if you really want to serve the nation, please become IAS. Please you become IAS, then you can serve your nation better, right? So what is the objective here? Objective is what? Serving to the nation is the objective. Can I say this is what your objective, right? Yes. Now B is suggesting that to A, please A you become IS so that you can really serve your country better. There is another person is calling C. C is telling that please you become a lawyer. You become a lawyer so that you can really give the justice to the poor people, right? And this is what needed in India. This is the true nation service. It's a true service to nation. And there is another person is coming, that is called D. The D is saying that you please you become a doctor. Yes, you become a doctor, and this doctor you can really the second god. Okay, doctor can be treated as a next god. Yes, by this is what you become a doctor, then that will be the best way to serve the nation. Now tell me, if I say that B is a thinker, if I say B is a thinker, C is a thinker, S, and D is a thinker. A, B, C, D all are thinkers. If I say everyone as a thinker, please everyone. Now can I say multiple viewpoints? Multiple viewpoints by considering the same objective. This is called what? Dualism. Same objective is same, but the viewpoints are different. That is called what? Dualism. Okay, right? Now sometimes what happen, the viewpoints are different, but sometimes the viewpoints are complete opposite. And when those viewpoints are complete opposite, what do you understand by complete opposite? So the meaning of complete opposite is what? Please everyone. So complete opposite, that means antagonism. What can be the example of antagonism? So if I say India needs good governance, India needs good governance, please all of you, India needs good governance. For example, I am saying India needs good governance. How you can achieve it? If someone is saying, one thinker is saying that, example I am saying, please, this is a democracy is the best way to have this. Democracy is the best way because democracy is ultimately gives freedom to people. Freedom to people. This is the way. This is gives a freedom to the people, and in this way we can say that the governance can be better, right? Another way, one more thinker is saying that autocracy is the best way. Autocracy is the best way because where, so the government will have the control. Government control everything, right? When government just wait everyone. Government control everything, right? Government control everything, right? Now in that democracy and you have autocracy, can you tell me, out of this democracy and autocracy, is it that a dualism? Yes, that is a different viewpoints, but the objective is what? Good governance. So one way is a democracy, one is autocracy, but is it a similar way? This is complete contrast. Can I say it's a complete contrast? One more example I will give you, right? If I tell you so again, so terrorist, some peoples are also giving that religion. So religion, okay, and religion is a promoting, so one way, that is what? Protecting to the religion, that is terrorism, right? Can I say one approach of terrorism is also extreme, that is also dichotomy? Now it is a very simple. Dichotomy means what? The viewpoints are different, but the viewpoints are complete opposite and complete contrast in nature, or that is we say that is a antagonism. Okay, that is what the antagonism. So this is called what? A dichotomy and a dualism. Yes, that is called what? A dichotomy and a dualism. Right? Then the geography. What exactly we are studying in the geography? In the geography we are studying the surface of earth, right? We are studying the surface of the earth. Please tell me, who is the major agent who can really influence the surface, earth surface, or we can say that the landscape of earth, the landscape of earth, who majorly influence the landscape of the earth? If I say who, then mostly the landscape is majorly affected by man nature interaction. Yes. Can I say man nature interaction is the major driving force which can affect the landscape of the earth, right? Now, who is powerful? There is a question, who is powerful? Can I have a different opinion? Someone is saying that nature is powerful. Someone is saying that humans are powerful. Can I have a different opinion? Yes, I may have a different opinion based on my observation. Right. So when I say that in terms of the variation of the landscape or the study of the earth space surface, if it is mainly affected by nature, please remember, if the nature is a powerful, can I say the nature is a powerful? When the nature is powerful, yes, and this is controlled, nature is powerful and control human action, this control human action. Can I say that how the nature can control the earth surface? Can I say about earthquake? Can I say earthquake? Is it that volcano? Is it that earthquake, volcano, tsunami? Yes or no? This all impact is by nature. Yes, all kind of disasters, right? Now nature is powerful and that control the human actions, right? Human cannot control what? Nature. That means who is active? Who is active? We can say that nature is an active agent, and considering the nature is an active agent, who is the passive agent? Now we can say that who is the passive agent? The passive agent this is what your human. Humans are considered to be the passive agent, right? Now, now this is what, if some viewpoints are so suggested that some viewpoints suggesting that nature is powerful, who can really control the earth surface in large. In that way, that is called determinism. That is called what? A determinism. So this determinism is what? Who is more powerful? Nature is much more powerful than what? Man. But in another way, some viewpoint is also suggesting that humans are powerful than so nature. That means, can I say that human, or we can say man overpower? Yes, man overpower nature. Man overpower nature with changing time. Changing time. So this is called what? That means what? We are focusing more on anthropogenic factors, human induced factors, anthropogenic factors. Human is active, human here active, and nature will be passive. Nature will be passive. This is what we call, it's a possibilism. This is what we will call as a possibilism, right? Now it's very important, these words we will use many times in upcoming classes. What is a determinism, possibilism? Many times we will use these words. Please remember, this is the difference. Now can I say what exactly the earth and the geography? This is somehow in between. We are not complete 100% determinism is again not possible. If 100% determinism is possible, 100% determinism possible, then how human can change the landscape, right? It is not 100% determinism, it's not possible. 100% possibilism, again that is not possible. If that is possible, let me explain. If there is an earthquake or there is a volcano, okay, there is a volcano, is it that the over the top of the volcano human can reside? Is it possible a person can stay on the top of the volcano? It is practically not possible a person can stay on the top of the volcano. That is the reason that human cannot be the absolute factor who can really overpower the nature. That's also not always true. Or nature also cannot, everything is decided by nature, because we also change the nature also. Because in practical there is some midway, human is having some power, nature is also having the power, right? So this is where the way, and we'll also understand what is environmentalism, what is neo-determinism, everything will get into detail. Just you understand this much as a syllabus understanding, okay? Early phase of geography evolution, when the geography has started, so what exactly we are what was there in the mind? Because people are curious about knowing more and more about the physical feature. So physical feature was essential for what? So their needs for habitation or transportation. Now based on determinism, that means, so initially determinism was given more priority, because we are not concerned more about what exactly human capability. So thinkers were not able to think that what can human do to the environment, what can human do to the earth. So the question is that what nature can do to the earth. Nature is deciding the physical feature. We can say that nature is a deciding physical feature. Nature decide physical feature of earth. This is what the idea in the old, right? Gradually what happened? Gradually human major deciding factor for changing the landscape of earth. Here what is happening? So in the determinism, so nature decides everything. Here is the human is the major deciding factor. Now tell me, ancient, in the early phase of the time or the initial phase of the geography as a subject, so determinism is mostly favored. Why? Because in that time everything was decided by nature. This assumption was taken by the thinkers. But later on what happened? The possibilism, okay, the possibilism. So exactly, if I say possibilism, that means human interference can be given as a more priority for changing the landscape, okay. This is called what? A possibilism. Done. Now so during the early phase of evolution as a geography was based on region specific. Yes, how I can say that the geography was based on region specific, please. Now let me tell you that in that at a very initial stage or initial stage of the human civilization, so do you find the mobility was a challenge, not the time scientific research, lack of instrumental access. People do not have a big instruments. Is that the people can carry a lot of instruments? No transportation, no mobility or research, there is no instrumental access, and also they are not having good carrying capacity. Is it that the people can go multiple places to understand what is happening physical feature? No. That means we can clearly say that people's understanding to geography is regional. Yes, can I say people or human understanding to geography, human understanding to geography was regional. As why the human geography, so understanding of geography by the human understanding of geography regional, what can be the reason, all of you? The reason is what? Human cannot go from one part of the world to another part world. It's very difficult. Yes. Now in that time, okay, in that time, what type of studies they used to have? They used to have an empirical study. We will be using very frequently this word empirical study as empirical study, or we can say empirical analysis. Now, what used to be there in the empirical analysis? Now, in the empirical analysis, this is also called the field observation. Field observation. This is called field observation or empirical analysis, right? Now, the point is this regional or empirical analysis or a field observation used to be carried by the thinkers, and also the understanding of geography is regional. Okay, the understanding is regional. Region specific empirical study due to lack of mobility, scientific research, lack of instrumental access. Peoples are limited to small areas. Okay. Now, if I say you that during the early phase of evolution of geography, peoples were not so much concerned about human geography. Rarely talk about, hardly speak about, can I say, hardly spoke about human geography, because peoples were not curious about human geography, right? Because that was not the part of discussion. Okay, that was not the core of discussion. It was not human geography at that stage. The core of discussion was physical geography. What was the core of discussion? Core of discussion was physical geography, because physical geography is needed. We need to have the climate. What can be the climate? What will be the water? What will be the rain? What will be the temperature? Those informations are necessary, because physical geography, when I say physical geography, guys, so these were needed for the people survival, habitation, transportation, many things, right? Now, physical geography getting information or on physical features, exactly. So the information on physical feature is studied under the physical geography. That means that initial phase, so we are giving more priority to the physical geography. Now, as I said that the very difficult task is to go from one part to another part. People cannot travel from one part to another part. People do not have the instrumental access, do not have the machinery, they don't have the scientific research. So everything is lagged in that time. So that's what these are the regional informations by the thinkers. The thinkers used to get the regional information. Now tell me, if I started taking information on region specific, can I say regional informations or also area specific? So this is called what? The area specific. Okay. Now when I say about area specific, in your words vocabulary, you have to write this is spatial analysis. Yes, this is called spatial analysis. Spatial analysis. Is it okay? So sometimes you will get a question spatio-temporal analysis. That means so the analysis over the space, that is called spatial analysis. Okay. Now, can I say that the regional informations by the thinkers in that time is area specific? Yes, these are area specific, and those areas are not organized. Those areas are just random areas. Okay, so but if I started the analyzing to different small area, will it be better? Will it be better to divide and categorize those areas? It will be better to understand. So that means reorganized this regional divisions. Reorganize this regional division means what? So when I approaching to regional informations on area wise, what I can do is that I just need to divide those areas based on some physical property. Can I have that? For example, deserts. Deserts are having one type of climate, so I can have the mountains, as I can have what plateaus, I can have what else I can have you everyone, coastal, plains. Now many different types of area with the different landscape. Okay, every landscape is having different physical feature. Can I say different physical feature? Can I say different physical feature that we have? Okay, now if you categorize all the different landscapes based on some property, can I make those divisions will be little bit more organized? Geography, deserts are separate, mountains are separate, plateaus are separate, coastal plains are separate, plain and fertile areas are separate. Now we are making separating to all those area to understand in better way, right? Now let me explain. All this analysis is called regional analysis. Yes, can I say these are regional analysis? Yes, those regional analysis is known as areal differentiation. Yes, this is known as areal differentiation. We'll be getting in lot of detail in the class. Okay, don't worry. So first you just remember the word that is areal differentiation. Now this is what exactly we call areal differentiation. Is it clear? Now tell me one thing, this areal differentiation, do you find this areal differentiation, do you find this areal differentiation is a regional? Yes, this is what a regional study. Is it having any scientific validation? All of you, do you find the areal differentiation is having any scientific validation? Do you find the areal differentiation is having scientific validation? This is no scientific validation. Yes, no scientific validation. So there is no scientific validation that we find. Do you find any mathematics? Do you find any mathematics on it? The answer is again no, there is no mathematics. Do you find any models? There is no models, because the information, is it really looking like a subject? So if I give you an example of a subject, suppose physics is a subject, do you find some formula, some theory, some mathematics, everything you find, yes or no? But in a similar way, is it all possible? So I mean, no model, no mathematics, no scientific validation, no rules, no model, if nothing is there, is it that study the areal differentiation is looking like a subject? Now understanding the geography through the areal differentiation, try to understanding geography through the areal differentiation, it doesn't look like a subject. Okay, it doesn't look like a subject in practical. If I compare it to the other subjects, I may not find it looks like a real like a subject. Okay, done. Now, so regional synthesis in similar to the areal differentiation. So in order to get the best result or analysis, the area must be compared. Desert, mountain, plateau, coastal plains, all the divisions, that has to be cross comparison to get the best informations and generalized conditions. That is called regional synthesis. Can I say regional synthesis is also area specific? Yes. So can I say this is also area specific? Yes. These are all area specific. But up to this time, what we are saying that, so the geography we have developed the paper, but this paper is not looking like a subject, it's not looking like a discipline. A lot of lack of loopholes, like no models, no mathematics, no theory, nothing was there. Is it that it was criticized by various other thinkers of different disciplines? Yes. For example, in that time, Newton was the biggest challenge to all that time. During the developmental phase of the geography, who was the biggest challenge of geography? Newton. Newton comes up with new ideas with a lot of theories, everything. But he was saying that it's looking like an encyclopedia. How can you tell that this is looking like a subject? It's not looking like a subject. Anything that is what here is a river, here is what a road, this is what you are just picking all the information, putting in the book. It's not looking like a subject. So now that is the reason that how geography is under a critical situation, how exactly geography will get its identity. It's not so easy in that time. It was not so easy. Many thinkers they came around that time. So many will get into detail. Many thinkers they came around that time. They started thinking more and more what can be done to make the geography as a discipline to be better. Now that is the phase where we think about due to the lack of core area of geography, that core area of geography, there was a identity crisis. What exactly we understand by the core area of inquiry? So due to the lack of a core area of inquiry. Core area of inquiry means what? Suppose if I want to know about a society, yes, if I want to know about a society, so where exactly I have to look into? I can go to the Indian society or sociology. Society can be better explained in sociology, right? Can I go for sociology? If I want to know more about a for example a plant, then I must go to the botany. If I want to know more about the animal, then I must go to the zoology. If I want to know about the rock system, rock rock and you have soil, where I must go? I must go to the uh, geology. Geology. If I want to develop, that means physics, chemistry, they are having some core area of inquiry. If in a simple word, if one will ask that what is the objective or the sole purpose of the subject, the answer is very simple. Sociology gives this way, botany gives this, geology gives this, anthropology gives this. But if someone will ask you that what gives geography, by just speechless. We do not have any core area of inquiry so that we can answer that this is what exactly geography. So in the previously we are discussing about the areal differentiation or regional synthesis, regional geography, whatever we are discussing. Those time no mathematics, no formula, no science, nothing was used. It's looking like an encyclopedia. How can it is possible to show where a lot of competitors from various discipline they are saying that how come you are showing a encyclopedia looking like a discipline? Don't you think it's like a, it's just you are making fool to the whole university student everything? That is reason the geography, we can say that there is a identity crisis of geography that started. After that areal differentiation, there is an identity crisis because geography is not in a position to prove itself that it is capable. It is capable. It's welfare centric. It's all. Now this is called what? The dark phase of geography. I'll be explaining in detail what is the dark phase of geography in detail in subsequent class. After having that dark phase of the geography, what happened? There is some again, when you lost your hope, someone will come to raise your hope some once again, raising, and the people again started looking geography as a discipline. So the new kind of model, this is called what? A paradigm shift. It's very crucial to understand what exactly paradigm shift. Let me explain you this word. Again, I will be using this word many times in upcoming classes. What is kun paradigm? What the paradigm shift? What is non paradigm shift? Many times I'll be using this word more frequently in the upcoming classes, right? What exactly you understand by the paradigm shift? Paradigm shift is very simple. Okay, let me explain. Suppose if I say there is a normal science, right? There is a normal is it's a usual subject. Usual subject means what? Currently what we are studying. Current. There is a currently what we are studying, that is usual subject. Okay. Now once this subject is read by many people, all of us are reading this subject, we are having some questions, right? We are crossing this subject. How come these lines are not true? These lines, multiple things are coming. Now after upgradation of the subject, as upgradation, so a lot of anomalies are coming. As after a lot of studies, anomalies. What exactly anomalies? Can I say the anomalies is looking like an exception? Is it all fine? Exceptions are anomalies. Do you get that? Now we have a lot of exception. Likewise, we can say chemistry is having a lot of exception. Yes or no? Chemistry is having a lot of exception, right or not? In a similar way, as the chemistry is having a lot of exception, every subject is having exception. Exceptions are not developed in one day. In continuous study, this is exception, this is exception. When these anomalies are growing large, these keep more and more exceptions are grouping, and again what is happening? This will not work. This theory is absolutely wrong, and the existing theory is not approved. Why? Because of over and over exception. When the chemistry will be full of exception, will it be possible to accept chemistry as a subject, please? No, you can't consider chemistry as a subject when the subject will be full of exceptions, right? Halaki, that is what full of exceptions, but still I'm saying that. Now, when anomalies will keep growing at a faster, if anomalies are growing, can I say that there is a time of revolution will happen? There is a time of revolution. That means growing of anomalies that initiate the process of revolution. The existing system will not work. A lot of exceptions go for revolution. Now when there is a revolution, okay, there is an alternate mechanism that is given, right? There is an alternate mechanism. Is it all fine? There is a alternate mechanism. What exactly you understand by there is an alternate mechanism? Now that means this complete old theory is replaced by some new models. This is some new subject or new set of rules, theories, and the new set of rules and theories what has completely changed the existing. This is called paradigm shift. Please, it's very important. Paradigm shift. Paradigm shift, that in simple words, a set of new rules and regulation when it is accepted by all or majority, that is called paradigm shift. Can I say that areal differentiation was that phase where nothing was organized? Is it all fine? We don't have the scientific validation, we don't have a law, we don't have the models, we don't have anything. Is it all fine? Now after that, when we are shifting from like areal differentiation, so from that regional synthesis or areal differentiation to any new system, that is called what? Quantitative revolution. Is it? That is called what? A quantitative revolution. Yes. Now this quantitative revolution, everyone, this quantitative revolution is called what? A paradigm shift, because this quantitative revolution that includes mathematics, models, theory. That means areal differentiation doesn't have model, mathematics, theory. The quantitative revolution is having all sort of things, right? After many years of popularity, eventually it was felt geography was no more beneficial. I mean, this quantitative revolution was that got popularity for many years, because those thinkers from other subject, they were criticizing to geography. They were criticizing to geography. So geography, this thinker, quantitative revolution could be the solution, because geography is now become more scientific, now more mathematical. Geography is looking like a subject, looking like a discipline. Everything is fine. Peoples are happy for a lot of time, a very long period. Peoples were happy by the approach of understanding geography as a quantitative revolution. It's more mathematical. Yes, it's a more mathematical. But remember, when I say that mathematical, but can you tell me what is the sole purpose of understanding geography? Why should I read geography? If a person will ask me, why should I read geography? Why should I read? I can read geography to that can eventually help for human society benefit, or it has to be helpful for the society, right? I mean, how it is possible? I mean, if I say that this quantitative revolution is completely mathematics, and individuals, humans are considered as economic units. Humans are considered as economic units. All the humans are considered economic units. No emotions are valued. We don't have any emotions. We don't have any social customs, cultural value, custom, human emotions. Nothing was considered in the quantitative revolution. It's like a pure economic units. Do not worry if you are getting confused. Don't worry, we will be getting in extreme detail to that in all our lectures. Don't worry about that. This is what I want to tell you, how exactly the approach has to be before getting that subject into our like starting, right? When you start the subject, so first if you understand this, then it will be easy for us. Okay, now the humans are treated as economic unit. So when I say that the humans are treated as an economic unit, right? So this economic unit and no value to the human emotions, then the purpose of the geography is failed. The purpose of geography is to what? The purpose is to benefit to the society. But you are not considering my emotion. You are not considering the values, the ethics, the values, ethics, emotion. You are not considering anything, and it's no more beneficial to human society as it lost the core interest of geography. What is the core interest of geography? The benefit to the society. It's not happening so far as a discipline. Then it's looking nice but no impact. It's looking nice, it's looking like a discipline, but what is the use when it is not helpful to the society? So it's not the way to understand geography. Rather, earlier was better. Now, as these mathematical expressions, one size fit for all. So there is a one size fit for all mathematical expression approach. No more practicality applicable to the human society. It is not applied in the human society. Humans were treated as economic units by not considering the values of human emotions, ethics. What the and it's like something that we are not. It's not like the geography as a core. What is the core interest of geography? We are not getting that. So that is the reason. So quantitative revolution is highly criticized. Okay. So in detail, we will understand about quantitative revolution in detail. Okay. You just understand the blueprint. Okay. So after that, what happened in the quantitative revolution? There is a phase. Okay. Can I say that there is a new paradigm shift? So new paradigm shift, that its geography is not looking like, it should not be look like a mathematics. If I have to make a geography as a mathematics, then I must read mathematics. Why should I look about geography, right? The point is there is a new paradigm shift that is resulted as a critical revolution, and the critical revolution is also behavioral approach, humanistic approach, welfare approach, radical approach. Everything we will be studying detail. Now the logic here is to understand all this approach is against to quantitative revolution. Is it that this is against to quantitative revolution? Now, if someone will ask you that quantitative revolution, radial, welfare, behavioral, humanistic, what exactly these are? These are the several way to understand geography. These are the several way to understand geography. Now, in earlier, in the quantitative revolution, we don't have any values, we don't have any ethics, no emotions, nothing, no cultural, no customs, nothing was given priority, and humans are treated as an economic unit, right? But in this section, a behavioral, humanistic, welfare, radical, everything will understand. This all were based on by considering the human values, human ethics. That means we are considering human values, human ethics, values, custom. Is it all fine? So tradition, practices, habit, everything is conscious, because the core objective of the geography is to benefit the people. It's not that, right? This is how the critical revolution that takes place. Whatever discussions that we have done so far, okay, this is what the historical development of what the geography. Can I say that historical development of the geography, can I divide into three stages? Yes. Now the first stage, if I say you about the first stage, what can be the first stage, everyone? Now the first stage is your ancient, then you have a medieval, and you have a modern. There are three stages that we have. Okay. Now when I say ancient, that means ancient is dominant. Who was the dominant? Greek and Romans, they were the major dominant player in the ancient time, right? That means geography initially, if I say who was the initiator of the geography, that means the Greeks are the initiator of the geography. Geographical understanding was a very robust, and their understanding was very good. That is the Greek geographers, right? These are the Greek. And then we have the medievals, then you have a modern. So can I say that Eratosthenes will understand detail about Eratosthenes, Hipparchus will understand Thales of Miletus, Anaximander, Herodotus, Pythagoras, Aristotle. These are the important Greeks. It's not even more is there. Homer. So there is also, this is what Homer, and another is what Plato. You have a Plato, Homer, Plato. There is a Posidonius. Just wait. Posidonius, Plato, Homer's, right? And Gotella, Hecatus, Hecatus, Posidonius, Plato, Homer, Eratosthenes, Hipparchus, Thales of Miletus, Anaximander, Herodotus, Pythagoras, Aristotle. All everyone will get into detail. All what the Greek philosopher, Greek thinkers will get in detail about the Greek thinkers. Then the Romans came, so that is Strabo, Ptolemy, and again, so what happened? The medievals. Medievals are mostly dominated by what the Arabs. Okay, we'll be explaining the detail that what is the European Renaissance, and how the European, what are the conflict between Islam and Christianity, what happens, everything will get into detail. How the medieval period, how the geography has started, that is the medieval phase, right? In the medieval phase there are many, right? So many are there, like if I say some examples, right? Al-Biruni, can I say Al-Biruni? Okay, that is Ibn Sina, Al-Biruni, right? This is Ibn Khaldun. So everything we will get in detail, we will read about that. What else? So this is what the Al Idrishi, and also that is, and Al Mashudi, right? So there is Al Mashudi, Al Magdisi, Al Magdishi. There are many thinkers and geographers that will discuss in the medieval period, how they have developed their translation project. Everything will discuss in detail. And during time there is a German school of thought. What exactly German school of thought, French school of thought, British school of thought, American school of thought, will get into detail. And later on, then what happened in the modern period, after 1950 there is a quantitative revolution in the 1970. After 1950 to 670, this 20 years was quantitative revolution. Now then behavioral, humanistic, welfare, radical geography. Gradually, that is what the contemporary part that will understand. Okay. So this is what exactly I am trying to explain in your syllabus understanding. Let me give you that all the slides. This is exactly how you have to understand the syllabus of a perspective. I have mostly said all the, like I have explained about the real differentiation, regional synthesis, dichotomy, dualism. Environmentalism is nothing, it's like an environmental protection initiative. Environmentalism, quantitative revolution, radical behavioral human welfare approach, what is the understanding, and reasons, language, reason, and secular education. This is an isolated topic. Can I say this is a isolated topic in uh, perspective, in perspective, right? And the cultural reasons of the world and human development index. These are the total syllabus discussion, and I hope that you like the session, right? Thank you everyone.